Good morning, everyone. My name is Alicia, and I'm going to be giving the webinar today. Today, we're going to talk about how to work and how to manage our contacts in ReiFax. Let's get started. I'm going to do a little search and send some properties to my follow-up so we can start from there. Remember, if you have a question anytime during the webinar, please go ahead and type your question in the question and answer section, and I'll try to answer as we go along. Okay, so I'm going to do a little random search. Let's look for probate. Yes. For sale. Yes. Let's look for sale. Yes. Single family. Oh, just leave it at any type. Really don't. This moment, I really don't mind whether it's single family. So I have probate, yes, and for sale, yes. I selected probate to show you all the information that comes up when it's a probate information property. I'm going to just leave it at that and click on search to see if it's not too big of a result. Okay, 250 properties. Okay, I did a probate search and for sale because in ReiFax, the properties that are for sale will have all the contact information for the agent, and the properties that are probate will have all the contact information for the attorney and the mailing address for the representative. Let's look at that. If I go to the overview of one of these, let's select. I have the owner's information. Don't usually have a phone number for owners. Not many owners registered a phone number here. So, but you will always have his mailing address. In this case, this is the probate. So we do have the contact information for the attorney that's handling the state. So you will have his mailing address, his email, and phone numbers. And for the representative of the state, you will have the mailing address. And since this is a active property for sale, you will have the contact information for the agent. So if I select these properties, let's go to results and select, I'm going to select five of these properties and send them to my follow-up. When you have your results, you select properties that you want to work with and just checking on them, clicking on follow-up. And here it asks you how you are going to send the property to your follow-up. You would most likely select buying because that's what you're to try and do with a property. So you select buying, click on add properties. When I send a property to my follow-up, all the contact information available for that property will go automatically to my contact list. Let's wait for this to add these properties to my follow-up and show you in follow-up where the contact information is first. Okay, so now these properties have been added to my follow-up. So let's go to follow-up and look at them. I'm going to filter and filter today. Follow date today, just so I can have on screen only the properties I just added. Okay, these are the 5 properties I just added to my follow-up. If I click on one of them, click once, just in any part of this information of this property, if I click on it, it will open this little window where I can go to overview, go to the contract. If I have already set a contract, I can go to follow history, I can change the status, or I can add a note for myself. But the first option is contact. If I click on there, I can see all the available information for this property. As I said, these are properties that are active for sale, all 5 of them. That's what I selected. So by default, the system will highlight or star, put a little star. This is the main contact for this property. By default, properties that are active for sale will always have the agent as the main contact. So that is the one that the system will take to make, if you want to send an email, a contract, make a call. This is the first information that the system will take, the one that is highlighted with the little star. You can change it. Let's say you are this, since this is a probate, let's say I don't want to contact the agent, I want to contact the attorney. I can star that one and change that one. So now when I send a contract or make a call, the system will take the one, the attorney, that's the one that has the star on it. If the property is not active for sale, the contact that will be starred is the owner. But as I said, you can change it and you can edit this information. Let's say you call the agent and he gave you another phone number or another email or whatever. You can select it, click on the little pencil icon on the top right, and edit the information. Whether it's to add another phone number or edit an existing one. Once you do the changes that you want to make, you just click on save and the information will be saved. You can also add a new contact. Let's say you call them and they gave you another information of another person totally that's not listed here. I can click here and add contact. And that will open this little window that is taking a bit long. Let's wait for it to open. Okay. And the first thing I see here is all the contacts that I have in my contact list. This, I will go to the contact list in a little bit. I can search for one of them that I already have here. For example, if you want to test your sending emails or your phone numbers or whatever, you can add yourself here as a contact. Let's do that. I'm going to add ReiFax. Click and search. I have several numbers that are ReiFax here. I select it and click on assign. So now I have ReiFax and I'm going to start that one. You can add yourself with your contact information here. For example, if I want to do a test, a sample sending of a contract or I'm making a call, I add my information so I can make that test. And as I said, if you have professional dialer, you have the option to skip trace. So apart from the information that is already here, the agent, the personal representative, owner, attorney, in this case, all these properties are probates and for sale, and that's why they have all this information. If I remove my filter, reset filter and look for one that's not for sale and not in a probate. I'll see that I have a lot less information. For example, this one is a buy owner. So let's click on that. Oh, that one is one that I had already. Let's look for one that I haven't. Okay, this one. This one is also a probate. So that is not a good example. Just want to show you one that only the properties that are not listed for sale or not probate or have will only have well, this is also a probate. Well, just so you know, when a property is not for sale, it's not an probate, it will only have the owner's information. If you have professional dialer, you have the option to skip trace. So let's select the 5 that I just, the most recent properties will always be the first ones in your follow-up. So these are the 5 that I just sent. If you have professional dialer, you can skip trace them. So I click here in the contact icon, click on skip trace, and the system will skip trace those 5 properties and add any additional information, contact information to my contact tab. In this case, it actually didn't find any additional. It would add as a relative. It would be labeled as relative. This one is agent, this is attorney, owner, agent, and personal representative. If it did find a new phone number, it would add it here as a representative, as a relative. In this case, it didn't find anything. Okay, so from here, from follow-up, if I want to see the contact information, all I have to do is click on the property, go to contact, and here I have to make sure that the one that has the star is the one that I want to contact. I can edit the information here, and I can add new information if I want. Now let's go to my contact tab and show you everything. That's basically what you can do here with the contact information in your follow-up in each one of the properties. Now I'm going to take you to the contact tab and show you everything that you can do with your contact information. If I go here to contacts, even if you have not added anything here, you will see that you do have quite a list of contacts in your contact tab. Why is that? Every property that you send to your follow-up will automatically add all its contacts information to your contact tab. So if you add, for example, these 5 properties that I added today, if you haven't used your account before and you haven't had anything there, but you just added 2, 3 properties, 10 properties, all the contact information in each one of those properties will automatically be added to your contact tab. So that's something that will be automatic. You do not have to do anything to have that contact information added here. So if you go to contacts, you will always see quite a bit of information here. And unless you manually remove them, they will stay there. Even if you delete properties from your follow-up, the contact information of those properties that was added to your contact tab will stay there and will not be removed or deleted unless you manually do it yourself. So let's see what I can do with my contacts here. First of all, of course, let's look through all the little icons that I have in the top. Remember that the icons on the left are places to go. So I go to my contacts on the left, and on the top, I have actions to take. First of all, I have the delete button. That's quite straightforward. Just select the contacts that you want to delete and click on delete, and they're deleted. There, blocked. When the first thing I did was just simple and straightforward delete. The deleted will no longer be here, and if I had follow history for those contacts, it will be deleted. If I have, since I can do other actions from here, as you see over on the side, I can schedule tasks, I can send emails, text messages, faxes, send documents, and make calls directly from my contact tab. All that information will be saved in my follow history, just as you have a follow history for your properties in your follow-up. You also have a follow history for your contacts in your contact tab. So if you stop working with an agent, an attorney, or anyone in your contact tab, and you want to remove them from your contact list, you can either delete them as I just did, or I can block them. The difference between deleting them and blocking them, this is the second icon here, block. Do you want to block the properties assigned to these contacts also? That's something that you decide. Let's say yes. If it's an agent that's handling several properties, or an owner that has several properties, the properties that they are handling or they have will also be blocked, because that's what I selected. And now, first of all, the ones that I deleted are in my deleted tab, and I can restore them if I want. And the ones in my blocked will be in my black tab, and I can restore them also. The difference is the deleted ones will not affect anything with the properties that are linked to the agents or the owners, as opposed to the black ones that you can decide if the properties that they are handling, if it's an agent or an attorney or an owner that has several properties. If you block them, also the properties that they have or they handle will be blocked. And when you do a search and those properties come up, they will have a little red crossed out circle that will tell you that they're blocked. However, either way, you can restore them and send them back to your contacts. Let's go back to contacts and keep on moving. I can filter. I can look for a specific contact. If I remember only part of the name, I can type in a partial name here or a partial email. I can look, just let's say I want to look for the ones I added last week. I can select between and put in, let's say, from last week to today, and filter. It's a way to manage what you have on screen and be able to work more efficiently. I can also filter, let's say I want to only see the attorneys right now. Let's reset first and filter, and I want to work only with attorneys today. Filter, contact type. Let's put agents and click on filter. only now I only have on screen agents. I can select all of them and print or export to Excel. And I can create, just as I do with the properties that let's say with the properties, you make a search and select several properties and send them to your follow-up. You also have a follow-up for contacts. Let's say you're working with specific contacts, in this case, agents. I'm going to select several of these agents, send them to my follow-up. Contacts were followed successfully, okay. And I go to my follow-up view, and these are the agents that I'm following, that is, that I'm working with at this moment. What is the type of work that I can do with my followed agents? Let's say I want to do send them an email telling them, hey, I'm interested in buying properties in the Miami-Dade area, and I would like to know if you have any property that might interest me. You can type in your email here or create a template and manage your templates and look for a specific template. That way, you're not sending, as you do with a regular follow of properties, you're not sending for a specific property. You're just asking them if they have anything in there that you might be interested in. You can send it directly, or you can also schedule tasks. Just as you do with the properties, you can schedule tasks for your agents or your attorneys or your owners, because you can also do mailing campaigns with regular emails. Let's say I want to send a text message to these people. Today is Friday, so let's send it on Monday at 9:30 in the morning. Here I type a note for myself. Inquiry text, create, and here I type in my text. Hello and contact name. There is some default templates that you can use, or you can work on them. Looking to sell your property, get a competitive offer. Let's leave it at that. And create task. Okay, so task was successfully created. So on Monday, they will receive a text message from me telling them, hey, I'm interested in buying, so let me know what you have. So if I click on it, I will see the follow history. I created a task, an email will be sent. It failed. And this is the one I just created. A text message will be sent. If I want to see, I can add a note from myself. I can see the properties that these, well, this one doesn't actually have properties. This is someone I added. Let's look for this one, for example. Let's go to the follow history of this one and see if he has properties that he is handling. This one has one property. Pending task, the task I just created. On Monday, he will get my inquiry task text automatically. If there was a failed task, I could see it here. So this email, this follow-up history works pretty much the same as the follow history and the properties work. You have the complete history of everything that you have done with this specific contact. The difference would be here that you have the properties that each, in this case, this is an agent. This agent could have not only this property, but he could be handling several properties, and all the properties that he's handling would appear here. And you could go to the overview of the property and see the actual property. Or if you have already added that property to your follow-up, you could go to the follow history of the property and see everything that you've done with the property. In this case, this one I don't actually have him in my follow-up, so I haven't done anything with it. Then I have the pending task. As I said before, these are tasks that I scheduled for this property that are pending. And I have my failed task, anything that I schedule and for some reason wasn't able to be executed. For example, the email wasn't a correct email, or the phone number wasn't a cell phone, I wasn't able to receive my text message. That would be here and it would tell me why it didn't go out. Emails, if I have correspondence outgoing and incoming, this would be the inbox and the outbox, and also for the text messages. The text messages I send would be here on Monday. My outgoing text would be here, and if they answer, you will receive it on your phone, but it will also be added here. So you can look at it on your phone and the system will automatically save it here, and you can have the outgoing and the incoming text messages of your contacts here. From here, I can edit the contact information. I can skip trace if you have professional dialer and the contact has a physical address, a mailing address, the system will be able to skip trace. The skip trace only skip traces addresses. It will not skip trace a name. So that's why I selected, I clicked on skip trace and it says the contact doesn't meet the location parameter city and state require. The contacts have to have a complete mailing address for the system to be able to skip trace, and for that's why it wasn't able to skip trace, because the system will skip trace the address of the person. That would work. For example, let's go back to contacts and filter here. Let's reset the filter. I'm going to filter owners, contact type, owners, and filter. The owners do have an address. So I'm going to select 4, click on one of them. Of course, I haven't done anything with this one. History, properties, pending task, doesn't have anything, but I'm going to click on skip trace and see if it, well, it actually says it doesn't meet the city. That's strange because this one does have an address. No, it doesn't. Let's click on this one and click on skip trace. See, this one did have an address. Here it is, the address, Florida. So I skip trace it. The contact was successfully processed. Okay. And it did bring a cell phone number. Okay. So to be able to skip trace a contact from your contact tab, it has to have a physical address, a complete physical address. If not, the system will not be able to skip trace. And what the system will do is skip trace that address to find any phone number or email that is registered under that email, under that address. Okay, so let's go back to contact view. I can see this is my grid view. I can see details. And I can look for the follow-up view. The follow-up view are only the ones that I'm actually following on and working on directly, as opposed to the general contact that is all the contact all the contacts that I have in my contact list. Sorry. Okay, as I said, I can export from here, either print or export my contacts, either to an Excel, or if you use Linux, you can export to CSV. I wasn't going to do that. Let's see if I can open it. I don't use Linux. I don't think I will be able to open it. Oh, I did open, but the format is all wrong because I do not have a Linux. I should have exported Excel. As I said, you can skip trace. In this case, these are owners. I can use a mailing campaign and send regular email. That is, you have to physically print the letters, put them in an envelope, and send them. That's usually used in this case exactly with owners that you do not have an email to contact them, and you do regular email campaigns to them. If you click there, we do have a postcard service that our third party does. So if you select here and select send postcard to this mailing campaign, you will be taken to another area in the system where you select the postcard, the size of the postcard, and do the payment, and that company will print out the postcards and send them for you. If you want more information on the postcard service, please give us a call, or you can watch our help videos or contact us and we'll give you all the information that you need for that. I can add contacts directly here. I click on this add icon here and I can add information here. Let's say I want to add a contact that I have from another place or someone that I have a calling card from. It's an agent. I can add it to follow-up or not. Add the email and add a phone number and click on save. Unfortunately, we are not able as of now to add a list. We have to add each contact individually if we want to add contacts. That's something that might be an option in the future, but for now you have to add individual contacts one by one. There is no way to add a list of contacts. Do we have any questions up to now? Please remember, if you have any questions, just type it in your question and section answer or in the chat, and I'll be happy to answer you as soon as you do it. Okay, let's go. The skip trace, I already explained that. The mailing campaign, the scheduled task. As you do with your follow-up, you can schedule not only automatic tasks like you do, that would be the emails, the text messages, the contracts if you're going to send a contract. You can also schedule manual tasks, like that would be all the previous one, but you want to do it personally when you sit at your computer. Or you can add a text, a note you can put, or you want to make calls. I want to add a call reminder for myself that I want to call these people on Tuesday in the morning because I sent a text. Okay, so as I was saying, you can schedule tasks for your contacts. Yes, as you do with your properties and your follow-up, you can schedule them here. For example, you select the contacts that you want to contact, and I can schedule either automatic tasks or manual tasks. For example, in manual, I can put a reminder for myself that I want to call this few people, whoever, make a call on, let's say I want to call them on Friday. Put a note for myself. And create. Those are the manual tasks. The manual tasks are only reminders. We do not have an active reminder. It's more as a passive reminder. I'll show you where you see them when you log in. All tasks were successfully created. You also can schedule automatic tasks. In automatic tasks, you have the option to send text messages, whether they're the standard ones, so Plivo if you have professional dialer. If you have a fax application in your computer, you can set that up in ReiFax and you can send faxes. You can send emails and you can send the actual documents. You can create any of those tasks, and those tasks automatic will be executed at the time you schedule them, even if you do not turn on your computer that day. The manual ones, as I said, those are reminders because those are things that you have to do on your own. Where do you see that? When I log into my account in the morning or during the day, on the day that I have pending tasks, here in this top right corner, I would have this red circle with a number of tasks that I have pending for the day. So right now I don't have any pending tasks for today, so that's why it's almost gray and you can't even see it, but it will brighten up the day that you actually do have pending tasks. And if I see a red number there, then I go here on the left to the tab where I have my tasks, click there, and here I would have my pending tasks. These are pending. If I filter, let's say I come in on Friday and I want to see only what I have to do on Friday, I click on the little funnel for filter, click on completed day because that's the day I want to complete the task. Let's say today is Friday, so I put in Friday and click on filter. So now I see that today, Friday, I have these pending tasks that I have to make calls. I select and complete, execute, or actually do it right now, or take my phone. If you do not have professional dialer, you won't be able to make the actual call directly from here. So you pick up your phone, make the call. Here you have the phone number, and you mark it as completed. If you do have professional dialer, you can execute the actual call here. It will ask me if I'm going to use Skype or Plivo. I use Plivo because I have professional dialer. I select what contact I want to call, whether it's the principal, that is the one that has the star on it. Remember, I told you that by default, the system will star in off-market properties. It will star the owner, and probates, it will star the attorney, and in active properties, it will star the agent. In this case, I'm talking about contact, so it's actually, I'll just leave it at principal because that's what it will contact. The system does have an identification for phone numbers that are listed as do not call, and it's your decision whether you want to include them in your calling list. So here you select whether yes or no. Time zone, depending if you're using different states and you have different time zones, you can select, let's say right now I'm only going to call Eastern time. And the script is the little script that the system will show me, so I have an idea of what I want to say. And click on make call, and the system will actually start it will show me the phone numbers that are, well, they're there. Let me hang up because that was actually dialing right away. So I hung up, I put a note to myself on what the outcome of the call was. Does not have any available properties at this time. And click on next. I don't have any more pending calls, so I only checked once. Even though I did have 4 pending tasks, I only checked one. That's why it says that I don't have any more properties to call. So now if I go to my contacts here, and that was Joseph, and I see I created a make schedule call. The contact has been added to follow up. And I can come here and add a note on whatever the outcome of the call was. Or maybe they ask me for something, so I can send an email from here, or maybe send them a text, or send them a contract if I want, or schedule another task for maybe next week. So let's go back here. So that is the scheduled task. I can also send emails. I can select the whole page. In this case, I haven't filtered anything right now. So I have, you see, agent, owner, personal representative. They do not all have emails. So it wouldn't be really something that I would actually send a massive email. Maybe if I filter by agents, contact type, and select agent, filter. Now most of them do have an email. So now I can send emails to all of them saying, for example, hey, I'm buying in Broward area and I'm interested in properties to have properties to sell right now. I would like to make an offer on them, or whatever you want to say. Let's select 50. It's taking a bit, shouldn't take that long. There it is. So here you would have a default one. If you're looking to sell, we can buy your property without delay. Just get in touch with us to get an irresistible cash offer. That's the default one that we have here in for you in ReiFax. As I said, you can change whatever you want to change here. You can type in whatever you want to type in. You can create templates. If you want to know how to create templates, there are some very short help videos in the help section, or you can always open a chat. We are available from Monday through Friday from 9 in the morning till 6 in the afternoon. We'll be happy to help you with any given thing that you want to work with at the time. Or if you feel you want more, you need a little bit more information, you can always schedule a coaching. We offer coachings again from Monday to Friday from 9 in the morning till 6 in the afternoon. They're one-on-one. We go with you, share screens, and show you everything that you want to look at, answer any questions you might have, and help you actually get started and working with your account. We are always happy to help you. The coachings have no additional cost, so you can have as many coachings as you feel you need. And as I said, in the chat, we can help you with any quick things. You can also give us a call to our direct number, 888-349-5368, or send us an email, info@reifax.com. Okay, so that was emails, text messages, just the same. I can select, if you do not have professional dial, you can select the standard ones. The standard emails, text message, sorry, go out through your Gmail service. Some phone carriers are not able to handle the receiving of these type of text messages. So some of them will fail and you'll see them in failed task, and it will tell you it didn't have a cell phone number to actually send that text message. As opposed to the playable text messages that you have if you have professional dialer, those ones work exactly as any regular text message, and they will receive it. They are more reliable than the standard ones. All I have to do is, again, select the properties that I want to send the text message to, and select whether it's standard or playable. Wait for it to open the little window so I can type in my text, or select one of my templates, or just leave the one that the default template that the system has for me. Once I have it just as I wanted, I just click on send if I'm sending it right now. And I will do the same process if I'm scheduling for another time. I'm not going to send anything, so I'm just going to close this. Same thing with faxes and with documents. Well, here in this case, you wouldn't be sending massive documents, because from the contact tab, you need to be more specific. One of your contacts actually told you he has a property, and let's see, this agent has a property, and you're actually going to send a contract for this property. So you wouldn't, from the contact general tab, you wouldn't be using the send document as you do with the send documents in follow-up. So that works a little bit different. And the make call, that one does work just the same. So let's go back here. Select, I would select so many. I would select and maybe 15, because you actually have to be sitting here while the system dials one by one. These ones don't have phone numbers. In this case, it will dial the ones that have phone numbers. But I wouldn't select the whole page as the same when I'm working from the follow-up. If you have professional dialer and you're using dialer to call, I wouldn't select the whole page because the system will show you all the properties selected and start dialing one by one after another, allow you the time to hear it ringing, talk if they answer you, or leave a message if you have to leave a message, hang up, type in your little note on what the outcome of the call was and go to the next number. So that's something that takes a little bit. So if you select 50, you will be sitting there for quite a bit. So I personally recommend to select 10 or maybe 15 at a time and not overly select or by pages. So that's what I wanted to show you today. Again, you can see the contacts by details. Grid view or follow-up view will show you only the ones that you're actually following up on. Remember that you can send any of the contacts to your follow-up. This is your contact follow-up. It has nothing to do with the follow-up of properties. If you put your cursor on top of this one, you see that this is followed properties and this is followed contacts. So I hope this was helpful for all of you. And remember, if you still have any questions, feel free to give us a call, reach out to us, and we'll be happy to clarify or help you with anything that you may need. Thank you very much and have a great day. Bye.